Hello, this is Carol and I'm here with Postman Pat, ready to tell you the story of the Jolly Postman or Other People's Letters. This book is written by Janet and Allan Ahlberg and is as old as my son. So my son is now 32, so the book is very, very old. Now the reason I've got Postman Pat, it's because the Jolly Postman's gone on holiday. So everyone has to have a holiday. So Postman Pat is going to be helping us this week. Once upon a bicycle, so they say, a jolly postman came one day from over the hills and far away with a letter for the 3 bears. So I've got here Daddy Bear, Mummy Bear, oops, there she is, Mummy Bear and Baby Bear. And the Jolly Postman's got a letter for Mr. and Mrs. Bear, 3 Bears Cottage, the Woods. So we all know what Goldilocks did. She was a bit of a naughty girl. So what she's done, she sent the 3 bears a letter. Here we go, here's the letter. Dear Mr. and Mrs. Bear and Baby Bear, I'm very sorry indeed that I came into your house and ate Baby Bear's porridge. Mummy says I'm a naughty girl. I hardly ever eat my porridge when she cooks it, and Daddy says he will mend the little chair. Love from Goldilocks. P.S. Baby Bear can come to my party if he likes. There'll be 3 kinds of jelly and a conjurer. Ooh, how exciting. So the bears read the letter, except for Baby Bear, because he can't read. The postman drank his tea, and what happened next we'll very soon see. Off went the postman toodaloo, in his uniform of postal blue, to a gingerbread cottage and a garage too, with a letter for the Wicked Witch. This letter says, to the occupier, gingerbread bungalow in the woods. Wonder what the Wicked Witch has got. Let's have a look. Oh my goodness me. This is a price list for all the things that a witch could possibly need to make her spells. So we've got deadly lampshades, little boy pie mix, Halloween boot, a cauldron set that's easy, clean and non-stick, a spell-proof tent for your holiday, the complete book of foul curses, a cuppa and saucerer tea service, it washes itself, and frog powder, just add some water. So the witch read the letter with a cackle of glee, while the postman read the paper but left his tea. Do you know why? Guess what? It was green. Soon the jolly postman, we hear tell, stopped at a door with a giant bell and a giant bottle of milk as well, with a postcard for, guess who? Mr. V Big, Mile High House, Beanstalk Gardens. Here he is. Here is the giant that lives at the top of the beanstalk. And the little boy that had sent in the postcard said, thinking of you on a magic carpet tour. So that's where Jack's gone with his mum, and he's put, Dear Giant Big, having a nice time, me and my mum, and your hen what lays the golden eggs. It's better than travellers' checks. Saw a bloke as we were flying down. He was bigger than you. I've taken note of his address. Take care of yourself and your talking harp, because I'll be back for that one of those days, I shouldn't wonder. Bye for now, your very little pal, Jack. So, the giant read the postcard with the baby on his knee, and the postman wet his whistle with a thimbleful of tea. So postmen have to deliver parcels and letters to all sorts of places. So off he goes again. Once more on his bicycle the postman rode to a beautiful palace, so we've been told, where nightingales sang and a sign said, sold, with a letter for, oh, Cinderella. There's a surprise. Her Royal Highness Cinderella, the Palace, Half Kingdom Road. Oh, I wonder what's inside. Got 2 bits of paper. So, let's have a look. Dear Princess, we at the Piper Press hope soon to publish a little book for younger readers in celebration of your recent marriage to His Royal Highness Prince Charming. A copy of this book is enclosed for your approval. We trust this somewhat shortened version of Your Highness's most marvellous tale will not displease you. We also trust that you'll be comfortable in your new home and live happily ever after. Your humble servant, Peter Piper, Managing Director of the Peter Piper Press, Pet Palace, Mickleton. And so I think lots of you know the story of Cinderella, and it says it's the story of a fairy tale princess. There once was a young woman named Cinderella who had a cruel stepmother, 2 cruel and ugly stepsisters, and a father that wasn't around very much. One day the postman arrived with an invitation to the royal ball. The stepmother and the stepsisters got dressed in their finery and departed almost at once, leaving Cinderella alone. She couldn't go to the ball. She had nothing to wear and no transport. Luckily at that moment Cinderella's fairy godmother dropped in. Finding Cinderella in tears, she worked her magic and sent her off to the ball. In a beautiful gown and a golden coach. Be back by 12, she said, because the magic stops working at midnight. So Cinderella went to the ball and had a marvellous time. She ate loads of little sausages on sticks and danced constantly with the prince, who obviously admired her. Then just when things were going well, the clock struck 12 and Cinderella had to run for it. The prince was inconsolable until that he found one of Cinderella's glass slippers, which cheered him up. The next day he went looking for a young woman whose foot would fit it. And he said that he would marry her. All the women in the town, young and old, and even the ugly sisters, tried on the slipper but without success. Then finally Cinderella tried it on, and it fitted, of course, because that was that. A few days later, Cinderella and the prince were married. Telegrams of congratulation arrived from every corner of the kingdom, and the newspapers were full of the event. Fairy Tale Princess, the headlines proclaimed, which on this occasion, it must be said, was really no exaggeration at all. The end. Oh, that really is a tiny version of Cinderella. So Cinder's read her little book, the postman drank champagne, ooh, posh, then wobbled off on his round again, and again, and again. Oops. Later on, the postman, feeling hot, came upon a grandma in a shady spot. But Grandma, what big teeth you got! Besides, this is a letter for, B.B. Wolf, Esquire, care of Grandma's cottage, Horner's Corner. Oh, I wonder what this is. Shall we have a look? It looks quite important to me. This is a letter from Meeny Miny Mo's solicitors, Allio Buildings, Tow Lane. Dear Mr. Wolf, we are writing to you on behalf of our client, Miss Red Riding Hood, concerning her grandma. Miss Hood tells us that you are presently occupying her grandma's cottage and wearing her grandma's clothes without the lady's permission. It's not good. Please understand that if this harassment doesn't cease, we'll call in the official woodcutter and, if necessary, all the king's horses and all the king's men. On a separate matter, we must inform you that Messrs. Three Little Pigs Limited are now firmly resolved to sue for damages. Your offer of shares in a turnip or apple picking business is declined, and all this huffing and puffing will get you nowhere. Yours sincerely, Harold Meany. So, Grandma read the letter and poured the tea, while the not-so-jolly postman drank nervously. Now the jolly postman, nearly done, so is the story, comes to a house where a party had begun. On the step was a bear with a bun. But the letter was for, here she is, Goldilocks. To Goldilocks, 24 Blackbird Road, Banbury Cross. Ooh, wonder what Goldilocks has got. Oh my goodness, it's a birthday card and it's got something in it as well. So the birthday card says, pat a cake, baker's man. Bake me a cake as fast as you can. Carry it in on a beautiful plate and light up the candles. Today I am 8. To Goldilocks with love from Mrs. Bunting and Baby. And look what they've given her. This is a pound note. Well, this is what a pound note used to look like before we had pound coins. How kind. So Goldilocks put the pound note in the pocket of her frock, and the postman joined the party, and they all played Postman's Knock. Now the jolly postman, nearly done, so is the story, comes to a house where a party had begun. On the step was a bear with a bun, but the letter was for, here she is, Goldilocks. To Goldilocks, 24 Blackbird Road, Banbury Cross. Oh, wonder what Goldilocks has got. Oh my goodness, it's a birthday card and it's got something in it as well. So the birthday card says, pat a cake, baker's man. Bake me a cake as fast as you can. Carry it in on a beautiful plate and light up the candles. Today I am 8. To Goldilocks with love from Mrs. Bunting and Baby. And look what they've given her. This is a pound note. Well, this is what a pound note used to look like before we had pound coins. How kind. So Goldilocks put the pound note in the pocket of her frock, and the postman joined the party, and they all played Postman's Knock.